I'm about to say something that might make you uncomfortable, but if you're a parent, you need to hear it. The number one thing that destroys a child's confidence is not bullying. It's not failure. It's not teachers who don't believe in them. It's something you do every single day. Something you think is helping. Something every parenting expert got completely wrong. And by the end of this video, you're going to see exactly why your child's confidence isn't growing the way you want, and more importantly, what to do instead. Today, let me start with a question. What do you think builds confidence in a child? Most parents will say, praise them when they do something good, celebrate their wins, tell them they're smart, tell them they're talented. Makes sense, right? That's what most parenting videos teach you. They say things like, don't call your child shy, don't compare them to siblings. And look, those things matter. I'm not saying they don't, but they missed the big one. The thing that's hiding in plain sight. The thing that feels like love but acts like poison. Here it is. Praising your child the wrong way destroys their confidence faster than any insult ever could. I know that sounds dramatic. Stay with me. Let me take you to a lab at Stanford University. Psychologist Carol Dweck, one of the most cited researchers in the world, did a simple experiment. She took a group of 10-year-olds, gave them a puzzle, easy one. All of them solved it. Then she divided them into two groups. Group 1, she praised their intelligence. She said, "Wow, you're so smart. Great job." Group 2, she praised their effort. She said, "Wow, you must have worked really hard. Great job." Then she gave both groups a choice. She said, "You can take an easy puzzle or a harder one that you'll learn a lot from, but you might make mistakes." Here's what happened. 67% of the kids praised for intelligence chose the easy puzzle. They didn't want to risk looking not smart. 92% of the kids praised for effort chose the hard puzzle. They wanted to learn. But wait, it gets worse. Then she gave all of them a very hard puzzle, one they couldn't solve. The smart kids got frustrated. They gave up fast. Many of them lied about their scores. Some of them looked at the camera and said, "Maybe I'm not that smart after all." The effort kids leaned in. They tried different strategies. Many of them said, "This is my favorite puzzle. I almost got it." Do you see what happened? When you tell a child they're smart, you're not building confidence, you're building a cage. Because now, every challenge becomes a threat. If I try and fail, that means I'm not smart. So I'll avoid anything hard. I'll quit early. I'll make excuses. That's not confidence. That's fragility disguised as confidence. And every time you say you're so talented, you're a natural, you're so good at this, you're accidentally teaching your child that their worth is tied to being perfect. And perfectionism is just fear wearing a fancy mask. Let me tell you about a 7-year-old boy named Liam. His parents loved him. They truly did. Every time he drew a picture, they said, "You're such an artist." Every time he solved a math problem, they said, "You're so smart." Every time he built a Lego tower, they said, "You're a genius builder." Sounds like good parenting, right? But here's what happened. One day in class, Liam's teacher gave a writing assignment. Liam wrote 2 sentences, stopped, erased everything, started crying. The teacher asked, "What's wrong, sweetheart?" Liam said, "What if it's not good? What if I'm not actually a good writer?" He was 7 years old, and he was already afraid to try. That's what wrong praise does. It makes kids terrified of being not good enough because they've been told their whole life that they are good. So the moment they face something hard, the moment they struggle, they don't think, "I need to try harder." They think, "Maybe I'm not who they said I was." And here's what most parenting videos won't tell you. The damage doesn't stop in childhood. Studies show that kids praised for intelligence are more likely to cheat on tests, hide their mistakes from parents, avoid advanced classes, burn out by middle school, and develop anxiety around any kind of evaluation. Meanwhile, kids praised for effort seek out challenges, bounce back from failure faster, have higher self-esteem that's actually stable and not fragile, and perform better academically over time. So the question isn't, should I praise my child? The question is, how? I'm going to give you 5 specific scripts. You can use them today. Not vague advice like be present or build connection. Actual words, actual sentences. Because if you take nothing else from this video, take these. Script number 1. Instead of saying, "You're so smart," say this: "I love how you kept trying different ways to solve that." Or you could say, "You really stuck with that even when it got hard." That's called perseverance. Why this works? You're attaching their identity to a behavior they can control, not a fixed trait they can't. Script number 2. Instead of saying, "You're so good at this," say, "I can see you've been practicing. Your hard work is showing. Notice the difference." One says, "You were born good at this." The other says, "Your effort created this result." One creates entitlement. The other creates ownership. Script number 3. When they fail, and they will fail, say this: "That didn't work. What could you try differently next time?" And here's the magic part. Add this sentence: "I'm proud of you for trying." Not because you succeeded, because you had the courage to try. That sentence rewires a child's brain. It tells them, my parents' love isn't conditional on winning. I am safe to fail, and that safety is where real confidence is born. Script number 4. When your child compares themselves to others. Let's say your child says, "Sarah drew a better picture than me." Don't say, "No, yours is beautiful too." That's denial. Say this instead: "Maybe Sarah practiced drawing more than you. If you want to draw like that, we can practice together." Or you can focus on what you love to draw. What do you think? This teaches something powerful. Comparison isn't a threat. It's information, and you always have a choice. Script number 5. The one sentence every child needs to hear daily. Say this: "I love watching you learn." Not, "I love when you're good." Not, "I love your A+." Just, "I love watching you learn." That sentence has no condition. It doesn't depend on success. It doesn't depend on obedience. It just says, "Your growth matters to me." And that is unshakable confidence. Let me take a step back. Your child is going to face rejection. They're going to fail tests, lose games, get their heart broken. They're going to have bosses who criticize them, friends who leave them, dreams that don't work out. The question is, when that day comes, and it will, what will be inside them? Will they hear a voice that says, "You're only valuable if you win"? Or will they hear a voice that says, "You tried, you learned, you grew, now try again"? That voice starts with you. Every time you praise effort over outcome, every time you say, "I love watching you learn," instead of, "You're so smart," every time you let them struggle instead of rescuing them. You are building a child who doesn't need constant validation, a child who doesn't crumble when they fail, a child whose confidence isn't borrowed from your words, but grown from their own roots. That's not fragile confidence. That's the real thing. So here's my challenge to you. For the next 7 days, just 7 days, stop praising your child's intelligence. Stop saying, "You're so smart," or "You're so talented." Instead, use the 5 scripts I gave you and watch what happens. Watch them reach for harder puzzles. Watch them laugh when they make mistakes instead of crying. Watch them say, "I almost got it," instead of, "I can't do it." Then come back and write in the comments, Day 3. My child just. And tell me what happened. I read every comment. And one last thing. Your child doesn't need you to tell them they're special. They need you to show them that they're capable. Those are two very different things. One creates entitlement, the other creates confidence. Choose wisely. If this video helped you, share it with another parent who needs to hear it. Because most parents are accidentally destroying their child's confidence without ever knowing it. Let's stop that today. I'll see you in the next one.